What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the chronically charismatic Dr. Disaster, and it's time to say the 3 most satisfying words in the English language.
I told you! Yep. I told you!
Now, I love to say, I told you, just as much as the next guy. It feels especially wonderful, however, to do it in the face of someone like Bob Iger, who we have been criticizing for years, telling he and his dog shit company, Disney, that they are making awful movies and awful shows. Well, my dudes, it seems like he's finally listening to reason. He's finally admitting it. Disney movies suck these days. And now I'm going to happily laugh in his face about it. Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also don't forget to follow me on Twitter. My handle there is Dr. Disaster1. But what am I talking about with this Bob Iger deal? He didn't really admit that Disney movies suck, did he? Well, let's look at this article from the website Pirates and Princesses. Disney CEO Bob Iger says Disney quietly canceled films and questions superhero fatigue. Yeah, anyone with half a brain questions the superhero fatigue narrative. As I've said on this channel before, back in 2018 or 2019, right around there, the mainstream media was trying to shove the idea of Star Wars fatigue down our throats as a way of explaining why Solo: A Star Wars Story and Episode 9 didn't perform as they expected. Now they're on to this notion of superhero fatigue. Every time that Disney struggles, these white knights just swoop in and blame it on some kind of fatigue that's going around like a plague. But let's read what the article says. Today, Disney CEO Bob Iger was at the Morgan Stanley conference where he made some statements on the future of Disney films and superhero fatigue, claiming that he and the Walt Disney Company are doing a lot to try and fix the issues Disney is facing at the box office. Meanwhile, activist investor groups are pushing for board seats after Disney has continued to lose money. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Bob Iger said that Disney has killed a few projects already.
He's dead, John.
Later on, he even admitted that some of the canceled projects are from Marvel. Now, I just want to interject here. We are hearing a lot of news on this subject lately. That tells me that Disney's polling, and I promise you that they are doing polling to see what the investors care about before the vote ends for the Disney board seat. But anyway, their internal polling is telling them that one of the most crucial issues to Disney investors is what they do with their Marvel and Star Wars movies. Even if Nelson Peltz doesn't end up on the board, the fact that we got them talking about this is at least a minor win. But anyway, the article continues. You have to kill things you no longer believe in, and that's not easy in this business because either you've gotten started, you have some sunk costs, or it's a relationship with either your employees or with the creative community. It's not an easy thing, but you gotta make those tough calls. We've actually made those tough calls. We've not been that public about it, but we've killed a few projects already that we just didn't feel were strong enough. We reduced the output of Marvel, both the number of films they make and the number of TV shows, and that really becomes critical. But I feel good about the team, I feel good about the IP we're making. Now, if you watched the video I made yesterday about the report that Nelson Peltz and the Trian group made regarding how to fix the Disney company, you'll notice that this sounds an awful lot like Bob Iger is actually responding to them here. Not directly, of course, but he's addressing the topics they specifically called he and Disney out for. But let's skip down a bit to where he starts talking about superhero fatigue. The article says here, this leads us to the topic of superhero fatigue, which Iger claims isn't the issue. He skirts it by calling it audience fatigue. A lot of people think it's audience fatigue. It's not audience fatigue. They want great films, and if you build it great, they will come. And there are countless examples of that. Some are ours and some are others. Oppenheimer is a perfect example of that. Just a fantastic film. Focus is really important. While he is correct that if a film is great, they will come, the issue for Disney is the lack of great films. So, in a way, Iger just admitted that Disney's films have not been great or they would have performed.
Bingo.
It is refreshing to hear Bob Iger say this. It's about damn time the crappiness of Disney's movies was admitted to. Now, I'm not crazy enough to think this will have any bearing on Disney movies in the future. The company needs a complete overhaul first before anything positive like that would happen. They need to jettison Bob Iger and his cronies before anything positive happens with the movies. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if they start making a notable shift away from the overt wokeness in their projects. Now, they won't be upfront about it. They won't say it out loud. They'll do anything to avoid giving us, the vocal dissenters, a win. But I suspect they'll quietly move away from wokeness. They'll try to get back to basics. Disney will still pay lip service to their woke ideology, but that's all it will be, just lip service. And in reality, they'll be trying to suck us back in. But I say, don't let them. Don't let these people who hate you fool you into returning to theaters and watching their garbage. Nobody calls this phenomenon that's happening a Disney boycott, but that's what it is. Disney is being boycotted. I am saying it because that's what's happening, and it's working. And until the company apologizes for what they said about half the damn population and gets back to entertaining us, well, just keep on not giving these people your money. Keep on boycotting them. But I'll leave it there. What do you guys think? With Bob Iger's tacit admission that the movies they've been making the last few years suck, will he and Disney be able to set things straight moving forward? Or is this just a trick to get investors to vote the way he wants in the upcoming proxy vote? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and we'll talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.